they doing it to themselves. Like, they literally doing it to themselves. Every clip, bro. Jasmine Crockett says Democrat donors want the safest white boy for their 2028 candidate and claims they have chosen, and it's not a black person. She feels some kind of way about that, obviously, y'all. Now, if I had to get tortured watching some Jasmine Crockett today, you're going to have to get tortured watching this too, y'all. It's going to dive into it.
It is this fear that the people within the party, within the primary system, will have about voting for a woman, because every time we voted for a woman, we've lost so far. And I think that that's a natural fear because we just want to win. So there's a lot of people that are like, you know what? Like, let's go find the safest white boy we can find. I mean, I'm just saying.
Those are the callers that we're hearing. We're hearing people.
No, for real.
A white man's got to do it. We're getting those callers.
For real. And to be clear, when we talk about them, I can tell you that there is one specific candidate. I had a donor on the phones with me telling me that all the donors are lining up behind that candidate. So I can tell, and I can tell you it's not a
she upset because they ain't redirecting no funds to Act Blue. That's really
black person nor woman. Okay. So like it is, they have, quote unquote, they have chosen. And when I say they, it's the same donors that most likely had their opinions about Joe Biden and move. So like that would be the they that I would talk about. Here's what I want people to understand. Is I do absolutely agree with Malcolm when he talks about not ceding your power. At the end of the day, don't give up your power. People fail to recognize how unique Trump is. They continue to say, well, we lost. Well, they both lost to Trump. Trump, who is a misogynist. Trump, who is going to ramp up the misogynist in the first place because
cue the fear-mongering.
That's what he does. He is disrespectful. Like right now, he still doesn't know how to deal with me because if you punch me, I'm punching back. Okay. So like, here's the deal. Now I know he think he running again, but that ain't happening. I don't care what all is going on in this country, and I don't care how many things we won't say we are absolutely gonna do. I am telling y'all with all confidence, he is not running for a third term. That is not a thing.
Yeah, duh. Like, actually, there's one fact that we can agree on. There's one thing that she actually said that was a fact. Jasmine Crockett actually said something that I agree with. Donald Trump is not going to be president 2028. I can't believe she just told the truth. Yeah, but she's clearly upset, man, and it's the thing that upsets me about Jasmine Crockett is she makes everything about identity politics. Everything has to be about skin color. Of course, you know, we got historical context on things and all that. We're not going to negate that. However, as it relates to her specifically, it's all, you know, they ain't want to pick nobody of color. They want to pick the safest white person. It would have been better off from just saying the most qualified candidate at the moment right now. I understand it's a bit of entertainment aspect to it, you know, when it comes to these candidates. But, you know, it is what it is. You are the very reason why people are jumping off of the Democrat plantation. Actually, my guy C.J. Pearson said that he met Jasmine Crockett. He said he met Jasmine Crockett last night in L.A. This is a picture of a rapper by the name of Sexy Red right here. And CJ Pierce said, oh, this was hilarious. It definitely had me dying laughing when I first seen it for sure. Now, moving on, Ilhan Omar suggests America should profile and monitor white men. What is up with Democrats and white men? I'm telling you, like that base, if I was a white guy, you know, I could be a Democrat. Like, bro, they just don't want me. Like, they don't want me. They want us to be segregated. They won't. I don't know. It sucks that you have Jasmine Crockett out here continuing this mindset within the black community as well. Just all white people this and black people that. We need to segregate ourselves and all this approved racism. Being able to white man this, white man that. But as soon as a white man goes black man or black woman that, oh my gosh. Anywho, Ilhan Omar suggests America should profile and monitor white men. My fault, y'all.
A lot of conservatives in particular would say that the rise in Islamophobia is a result not of hate, but of fear, a legitimate fear, they say, of quote-unquote jihadist terrorism, whether it's Fort Hood or San Bernardino or the recent truck attack in New York. What do you say to them?
I would say our country should be more fearful of white men across our country, because they are actually causing most of the deaths within this country. And so if
they are most of the U.S. population, that only makes sense.
fear was the driving force of policies to keep America safe, Americans safe inside of this country, we should be profiling, monitoring, and creating policies to fight the radicalization of white men.
A lot of conservatives in particular would say...
Do y'all hear this type of talk? To profile and monitor white men? Really? That's what we fighting towards? This is what Martin Luther King fought towards? Nah, man. I'm not with that. That was just wrong. Now, this is an older clip that has been going viral and resurfacing, but that's not okay, man. That was some racist crap right there. I'm sorry. That was racist. I could be reading into it a little too strong right now based on how I feel, and watch this video later. But no. We should profile and monitor white men. Why do, and she ain't even black, but I don't know, what is she? Is she black? I'm just thinking about all the comments I'm about to get. No, she's not, but Ilhan Omar's call to profile white men reeks of divisive hypocrisy. Of course, she's not black. Weaponizing race to deflect from her own racial agenda. Fact one, FBI crime stats show 37% of violent crime arrests in 2023 were non-white, despite being 13% of the population. Disproportionate crime rates don't justify racial profiling, yet Omar ignores this fact too. Her home country, Somalia, has 99% Muslim population and ranks 159th on the Human Freedom Index, exposing their selective outrage against American oppression. Fact three, the DOJ data reveals 63% of hate crimes target Jews and blacks, not Muslims, undermining her narrative of systemic Islamophobia. That's a whole nother conversation. We're just trying to stick to this whole Democrat situation and, you know, the lapse with white men and things of that nature. So stay on par. Right here, we have James Carville. This guy even calls Ilhan Omar to leave the Democrat Party because other people leaving now. I'll go ahead and zoom in on them for y'all.
Maybe we need a schism, and maybe we need a schism with the so far progressive left. I want to read something. Our country should be more fearful of white men because they're causing most of the deaths within this country. Ilhan Omar. Lady, why don't you just get out the Democratic Party? Honestly, start your own movement. All right, let's do the simple math. Probably 69%, I don't know, we could call Jim Gerstein or Jeff Garrett. Roughly 69% of the people going to vote in November, maybe more. Let's do 70 for just round math, are going to be white. Of that, 48%, maybe a little more, are going to be male. So that's roughly, let's just call it 33 1/3% of the entire election. Well, let's just run against them because that's so goddamn smart. All right. So now we're going to have a campaign by the progressive left against white men who vote about 1/3 of everybody that votes in an election. Why don't you, lady, start your own party? And then when it's over, if you want to caucus with the Democrats, fine. We agree with a lot of things that you do. But we don't believe we ought to be running against white men. In fact, we don't think we ought to be running against any gender, any ethnic group, any race, any religion, or anything else. God damn, these people are just helpless. They cannot be helped. There's nothing you can do to help them. They don't want to be helped. And if they had any guts, they'd start their own goddamn political party and get out of ours. I'm sorry.
You can see the Democrat Party is imploding. They can't keep themselves together right now. They battling amongst each other while trying to create a narrative that this is what's happening on the right side of things. But this is not, I agree with him at least, this is not going to go well over for the Democrat Party whatsoever. You blasted this everywhere. I mean, maybe in the black community, right? You probably win more black votes if you got, because there's so much so much approved racism and racist in the black community right now towards white people. And not just that, you've seen what just happened with Ilhan Omar. How do you say her name? Somebody said, while I agree with this guy on something, censor her. Oh, good. Somebody else wrote, they're not helpless. They're pure idiotic clowns. Let them keep going. The left won't be in power for decades, man. We escaped. What is this? They won't. They let the wrong ones in their party. Now they are being eaten by maniacs they adopted. Very entertaining to watch. Love to see them. Love to see him melt down. Yeah, man. Mr. Carville, how do you say that? I don't know their name, but James, this guy right here, man. I see him say have some wild takes, and for him to sit there and I don't know. I say give him 2 or 3 years. He probably switch up because he's had some real reality checks about the Democrat Party recently. Now, I want to watch this video with y'all.
Wasn't going to talk.
This man said that he was born black, not Democrat.
Wasn't going to talk about it, but since you guys want to hear it, I'm going to talk about it. Most Americans are waking up like never before. A lot of people's afraid to say it, but I'm going to say it because I don't give it. Black Americans waking up. Latino Americans waking up, Asian Americans are waking up. Why? Because we are tired of all the lies that we've been listening to for years. I remember back when I was younger, my parents would always say, vote Democrat. And I would always ask, why vote Democrat? And the response would always be, hey, they're here for the people. They're here to help you. And, they're out there willing to give out, assistance to those who really need it.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, not today. So as I basically woke up and realized that we've been lied to for many years, I finally seen the writings on the wall after many years, after Donald Trump came into the scenery in 2016, and I realized that we've been lied to. But when I tell you Black America's waking up, this young lady, who's currently running for Congress, I believe, said it, and like no one can say the damn. I love when people speak the truth. I love when people go out there and exploit the truth and tell the world what it really is. I don't care what color are you. The fact that you can go out there in the podium and tell people the truth, this is who we need. This is why TikTok needs a guy like me. Are you guys following me yet? I don't see you guys following me. Let's go. Let's bring it up. Make this video go crazy. Check out this woman speak. We're waking up. You Democrats better be afraid. We're growing. We're growing.
When I first announced my run for Congress, I had this random white woman, liberal, walk up to me and ask,
typically,
well, what about you isn't Democrat?
No, we've watched this video right here a few times, actually.
To which I responded, well, besides my skin color, what about me is Democrat? And it was at that very moment that she realized that God gave her enough common sense to ask me about my values. Now, don't get me wrong, I was raised to vote Democrat down the ballot, so when I first started, I would say things like, I'm a Republican, but I'm not a conservative. But now I know all too well I am a full-fledged, hardcore conservative, and I'm proud of it. I mean,
trust me, I'm thinking about skipping over it, but then there's this also that thought of, well, there's somebody who's watching this video who hadn't seen this, so.
My favorite saying is I was born black, not Democrat. But in all seriousness, whenever I began to think for myself politically, the choice was easy. I mean, why would I want to belong to a party whose mission is to infringe on the Second Amendment as if a criminal would ever participate in something like a mandatory buyback? Why would I want to belong to and endorse a godless party? Because there is no such thing, and I mean no such thing as a trans child. We have confused children and sick enabling adults. Why would I want to belong to a party that takes pride in shedding innocent blood? Number one, as if that's not what God hates. Number two, as if there's not a black market for baby organs. And number three, as if abortion clinics didn't start in the hood. Because if you think Trump is bad, you should research exactly who Margaret Sanger was. But speaking of the black community, why would I want to belong to a party who's responsible for the foundation of the Triple K? But it's not just that. Supposedly in the 1900s, the party switched, right? But what never changed, what I noticed never change is Democrats' love for immigration, how they have always prioritized that over the black community. I mean, imagine every single Democrat leader helping you joke about what a black job is in 2024, exposing your ignorance on 1924 and how imperative the Immigration Act of that year was, how it was all reversed in 1965 with the Hart-Celler Act, how Congress refuses the advice of the Rockefeller Commission and the Hesburgh Commission, and how to this day they refuse to adopt the Barbara Jordan Blueprint, validating every single thing that Dr. Claude Anderson spoke of generally, but specifically what Mrs. King spoke of in 1991 with her letter to Congress. Now look, I'm not saying that the Republican Party is perfect. No, nobody's perfect. What I'm saying is I side with Malcolm X when he said that the liberals were the worst thing that could ever happen to the Western Hemisphere, but y'all ignore that, just like how y'all ignore LBJ saying, and I quote, "I'm going to have Negroes voting Democrat for the next 200 years, and by God, 60 years later, I see no sign of recourse, but rest assured your vote is your voice, even if it is."
Amen to that. Honestly, I don't even really know how to top that right there. The Democrats are seeing more and more people walk away every single day. And it's due to rhetoric like the Jasmine Crockett's. It's due to rhetoric, you know, like the Ilhan Omars, even James. However, man, we're starting to see a complete shift. I'm just happy to hear, you know, black people in America. I'm just happy to see us wake up, if I'm being honest. Not just forget the black people aspect of it too. You know, but that's important just because you have the Jasmine Crockett's out here with these messages making it seem like we are supposed to vote Democrat, but the Democrat Party can't even get themselves together themselves. It's imploding from the inside. And right now, they got it. Y'all got Jasmine Crockett, bro. I forgot how I'm going to keep it so honest with y'all. I had in my mind how I wanted to end this video, but I forgot. So that's the reason why y'all just got that sort of word salad. Just hey, look, I gotta be honest. I gotta confess. I'll probably play this back. What did I just say? Oh, I'm mad because I really want to remember. Watch. Soon, y'all be safe. Go check on somebody today. You could be saving their life. As soon as I end this video, I'm gonna remember. Watch, and I'm gonna pin a comment too.